Signore e signori,
dichiaro aperti i noni Giochi Paralimpici invernali.
Si sta avvicinando allo stadio.
Forza, forza! Dai, 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 dai! Dal record della pista! Record della pista! Prima!
Buongiorno and welcome to Keep the Flame Alive's Day 5 coverage of the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Paralympic Games. I am your host, Jill Jarris, coming to you from TKFLASTANIs house in Venezia Mestre, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Alison Brown. Alison, ciao. Como stai?
Ciao. I feel a little smelly today.
You do?
I do.
I feel smelly every day.
No, I think it's the clothes have finally caught up with not getting laundered as frequently as they would at home. So I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, so I'll stay on this side of the table.
Okay, thank you. Well, doesn't worry, I'm getting a little congestion.
Okay,
I am taking cold ease, Lori. Okay, I'm taking cold ease every day. I take my iron and I try to remember my multi.
You have been. I've seen you do it.
So I'm trying to. I heard a lot of coughing and stuff going on in curling today. I was like, oh, get away from me. You've got the yuck. I don't want the yuck.
And they steal your hand sanitizer.
I know, but I have it. It's back. It's back. It's
so
safe.
On that note, yesterday my badge didn't get scanned, and my bag did not. They just waved me through.
Wow. Wait, what time was this?
Yesterday. Well, was that yesterday or was that? No, it was yesterday when I wasn't with you.
Correct. Oh, because I was at hockey.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I was just on the train.
You were just on the train.
With a little
so
hockey.
It was normal time. It was like 11 in the morning.
Okay.
And they just waved me through.
Holy cow.
And then today I got scanned and they looked in my bag for only one pocket of the bag. And then she was just like, waved me through.
Really? I had a woman who not only looked at both pockets of my bag, made me open up my docket bag that has wires and stuff in it. And thank goodness I had the foresight to stop on our bench that we wait at when we're waiting for the bus to go home and repack my food underneath everything and my water bottle with the hat over it.
Very
so that
clever.
I didn't get any of that questioning.
Yes, I did take your advice and I have masked my food items.
But she did also feel the sides. For the first time, somebody has felt my bottle sides.
Yeah, so she felt the sides of my bag. I have a metal water bottle in there. She did not examine it and just kind of waved me through. But the not scanning my badge freaked me out a little bit.
That does.
Because that's like the most basic thing that they do.
Yeah, and to know that you are okay, or I don't know if they track attendance and see how people are using their credentials or whatever. I still had my new friend, the one who said, they change the rules every 15 minutes. I don't know what's going on here. He was there. He was the badge scanner. And now we are friends. And when he gets enough pins, we will be trading.
Fantastic.
So I am so excited. I have a friend in the wheelchair curling entrance area.
Well, we go there frequently because that is also the entrance that we use to get to Para-Alpine.
Yes.
So it is a frequently visited stop on our tour of Cortina.
What we forgot yesterday,
Yes.
I forgot to tell you that I went to the local focacceria because we are, when you said the other day after you went to ice hockey how much you enjoyed being in Milano again.
Yes.
I felt the same way, and I was wondering why, because we didn't see much of Milano, to be quite honest. And there was some familiarity, which was nice, but we are in a very sterile / slightly sketch part of town, because it's sketch because you're by the train station.
We're right by the train station. There's not a lot of personality here.
No, but they have here like a lot of high-rise hotels.
Yes.
And there are a couple of nicer looking restaurants, or restaurants that look like they will service these hotels.
Right.
And so it is very sterile and cold, and it just doesn't have much. And we're not going around here very much, to be quite honest. We're
It's
not part
to
of
the train
city.
station and back,
Yes,
and back to the
exactly.
train station and back again.
Yeah, so that's been fun. But a couple of hotels down, there is a little focacceria, a sandwich shop, basically. Got a sandwich. If you're on Facebook group, you have seen the sandwich. It's giant. It took up like 2/3 of my tray table on the train. And it's a normal size seat, normal size tray table. And delicious.
Excellent.
Not that expensive. I made 2 meals out of it.
Excellent.
Some prosciutto, I think, cheese, roasted veg, which included eggplant and potatoes, and there ended up being some kind of cucumber or pickle thing in there. I couldn't tell the
Nice.
difference. It was so good. I might go back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think a stop maybe tomorrow evening or the following
Yes.
evening on our way home. Whatever day it is that we're coming back together, we'll stop and we'll get some sandwiches for dinner.
All right. Culture. What's going on culture-wise for you?
There isn't much culture going on for me right now.
Okay.
I mean, I did have a different driver this morning.
You took a different bus this
I
morning.
did take a different bus. So I took the later bus this morning because I wasn't going to Para-Alpine. Or where did you go this morning?
Well, I was supposed to go to wheelchair curling.
Okay, well, we'll get to that. I was just going to the second session of wheelchair curling. So I took a later bus and it was lovely. It was on time. It was a smooth ride. We did make stops that Giacomo has never made.
Oh, really?
And we missed stops that Giacomo makes.
Okay.
So I think the stops that Giacomo makes are in Giacomo's head. Like they're not actually the stops he's supposed to make.
Huh. Okay.
Because I did stop at the train station. Remember you said,
Yes.
oh, there's a train station stop.
Yes.
Yes, I did stop there. And there is a
Okay.
TC sign there. So I think and we did stop there again tonight.
Right.
So I
right.
think he's supposed to stop there and just
doesn't always.
doesn't. Like he did the other day where he just skipped San Vito for that poor woman who was trying to get to San Vito. So yeah, my bus driver did drop me off in a completely different place.
Where did you
Like
end up?
2 blocks away
Oh.
from where we normally end up. He just sort of stopped the bus and opened the door. And I said, I guess I'll walk from here and hope for the best. So that if that's culture, that was my culture. Because I did get to see 2 more blocks of Cortina.
Oh, well, there you go.
Which was quite lovely. There's some lovely restaurants and some lovely little shops. And
Were you let off like 2 blocks before our typical bus stop?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of making the turn, he just went straight.
Okay.
But he stopped before
Yes,
then. And
before
so
the
he let us off. It was about the equivalent of about 2 blocks.
Okay.
And I said, I hope this is not as far as I think it is. And it wasn't, because I'm thinking we're, 2 kilometers from where we normally get dropped off, but we weren't. So I was quite relieved.
Well, I had a different bus story. We'll get to that in a second. I did, my package finally arrived at home from Milan, which I sent via DHL, which is supposed to arrive February 26th. And it showed up March 10th. Opened twice by various customs, one of them being Germany. And as we unboxed, producer Ben unboxed on video for me, and one of the customs or both of the customs sliced through my box of Olympic rings pasta.
Oh, no.
So it's open, but it's dried pasta. Come on.
Yeah, it's fine.
and there was some in the bottom of the box, and I was like, you can throw that away. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, oh, it's going in boiling water. Who knows?
It'll be
But,
fine.
yeah, exactly. So I said, just, tape that bad boy up. We're eating it. I am eating that pasta.
This better be the best darn pasta I've ever had.
I don't care if it's not good, to be quite honest.
You just want to eat Olympic rings.
Just want to eat it. So then that was exciting to see all the stuff. I'm like, what else did I get? Did I get you anything? And I got him a t-shirt that might fit.
Thankfully, it didn't slice through that.
Oh, thank goodness, no. Because he kept pulling stuff out, and he's like, I'm like, well, that's for me. That's for me. Oh, that's for me. And then I felt bad. I'm like, well, there's nothing here. So anyway, so I that was exciting that finally got home. Listener Patrick and Dallas, I know you also DHL stuff. I have something else to tell you coming up. So I got on the early bus because I was going to go and see team wheelchair curling, which I have not seen in person yet.
Right.
So last night I got really, really cold. So I had to take a shower to warm up before I went to bed. And then I went to bed really late. And so I set my watch a little bit later since I showered already. And got out the door a little bit late. I got out the door at 7:30.
Okay.
Which is when Giacomo is supposed to show up.
But he's never shown up at 7:30.
I know. I get to the bus stop at 7:36. There's nobody there.
Oh, no.
And I think, did Giacomo in the morning actually show up on time? And I said, well, I will wait for a good half an hour to 45 minutes.
Yes, because it's very possible that nobody else was taking the bus that morning, because usually it's only a handful of people anyway.
Right. And I was correct. He showed up at 7:54 to 7:56. So 20 minutes late. And on the bus, I realized that there's probably nobody there because there's nothing in the mountains today.
Right.
So we are low on needing volunteers. I'm sure everybody gets a day off. And I say to Giacomo, even though I recognize him, I'm like, you're going to Cortina, right? And he's like, yeah. And I get up and he's got the panorama bus. So I decide to sit in the panorama seat.
How was that?
Fantastic.
Oh.
And I think it's because you can see where you're going and your brain registers this is what's going to happen versus you're getting tossed around going, where are we going?
Huh.
So dirty as all get out. Kids, clean up after yourselves. There were coffee cups and water bottles and all this stuff, junk up there. And Giacomo doesn't have time to clean this stuff. He's busy driving. I will say.
And making stops that he doesn't need to make.
Or not making stops. We did get gas today.
Okay.
We did not stop at the stop that he usually takes a break at.
Right, because that's not actually a stop on the route.
I don't know. I just assumed it was a break stop. And then I started getting very worried because Giacomo was not taking a break. We stop on the side of the road for like a minute. I don't know why. Did you go into that parking lot where we kind of go down a ramp?
Yes.
Okay. Was the market still open?
Yes.
It was market day in this one big parking lot we go to. And like, oh my gosh, how is he going to get around this as well?
And somehow Giacomo did.
He's a good driver. He is a good driver. I will say that. Sitting in the front, yeah, like I said, not as bouncy. I did take a bunch of video that I'm going to try to string together. I don't know because some of the video got very long. I went like, oh, here's a tunnel. But you spend over a minute in some of these tunnels, and that gets kind of boring. So we'll see what I can come up for y'all. We stopped at a rest area kind of thing. Just you jutted. It was jutted into the road. And we stopped there for a little bit, and that was odd. But I was like, get your cigarette or whatever you need, take a break. Because this is like at 10 o'clock or something. He's been going for a while. And usually it's gas, and then you stop for the rest area right away. And then we get to Cortina, and we have picked up a few other people along the way. We get to Cortina, and I know we are at the bus stop. But there was another bus there, so he kind of moved in front, and I didn't know if he was stopped until he came up, and he's talking to me in Italian. I don't know what he's saying. And he finally says, Cortina. And I was like, well, I didn't hear the shh of the doors. So I didn't know I had to get off now, but I had to get off. Got to Cortina, okay. Looked at my phone. Curling they're all in like the sixth end. And I figured by the time I get to the curling stadium,
they're going to be in
hike,
the eighth end.
Yeah. So I said, well, we're going to have a culture situation.
Excellent.
So I walked into the co-op.
Oh, you did?
I did, which was, the co-op is kind of like a mall in a sense, but it's not all the stores are kind of open.
It's kind of a store of stores.
Yes. So
Kind of like when you go into the old school department stores, how you have the different makeup sections.
Yes.
It almost looked like that from the outside.
yes,
Is that how it
and
looked on the inside?
There's a perfumery, there's a bookstore, there's a tchotchke shop, there's a grocery store, there's a wine store. And then on upper levels, there's clothing and housewares and stuff. I didn't go to the upper level. Went to the bookstore because I, of course, saw other 1956 books and other Olympic books and did not buy, thought about buying, but I did peruse a lot. They had postcards because I also realized, I have not sent any postcards home, and I like to do that, so I better do that today. And they had some bookmarks. I've never seen Milano Cortina bookmarks.
Oh, no.
So I got some bookmarks as little gifties. And then I saw on sale a mouse pad. And I have had trouble. I like using my mouse over using a trackpad. And I've had trouble with the surfaces and my mouse. And it's been frustrating and made me less efficient. So I was like, let me get this mouse pad. I go to the tchotchke shop across the street. What do they have there? Milo and Tina mouse pads. So I go back to the bookstore to return the mouse pad I just bought. And if producer Ben is listening to this, he will love this portion. They weren't thrilled that I just bought something and wanted to return it. And I bought it with a credit card. And they said, do you want cash back? And I said, yeah, I'll take cash back, like any kind of financial criminal. And I'm not, but I was like, I would happily have you reverse the charges, but they were kind of like, well, we got to take this all off or whatever. I don't know. They talked between themselves and they decided that the best way they figured out a good way to do this. Not thrilled with me. Lots of people our age buying newspapers and saying hello and all that stuff at the same time. And I didn't want to say, I saw that they have the stickers for the Italia in Piste sticker book that I got from the Fiat book. And I wanted to go, hey, throw some of those on. Now that I'm returning stuff, I want to buy some of those. So I have to go back to the co-op and buy some stickers.
With the money that you got back from...
Yeah, I already spent that already.
Oh, okay.
So then I went over to the tchotchke shop and bought a Milo mouse pad because Tina is white and I will get that dirty first.
Yes.
So that made me very happy. Wandered around and I said, wait a second. Well, I have these postcards. I have to send them.
So we need post office.
Yes. So I wrote a few. I still have to write some. Wrote a few out because I know those addresses. Found the post office in Cortina.
Fantastic.
Patrick, you should have boxed up your stuff and shipped it from Cortina because they had boxes there. And they have the small one. They had a smaller and a larger, which is not super large. Let's just say that. One has a hockey player on it and the other has a speed skater on it. So that was cool. Wait in line, take my postcards up to the thing, and the lady's talking at me and things I don't understand until she says, well, do you want Olympia or Paralympia? And I realized she's got Olympic stamps. That I'm very sorry, I went to the wrong postal branch in Milano because all of you who donated money and to get a postcard, you could have gotten an Olympic or Paralympic stamp, apparently. So those got Olympic stamps. I may have to send Ben another card to get the Paralympic stamp. That was cool. Then I was like, hey, I see a bakery every time we leave Cortina.
Yes.
I would like to find a bakery. And walked a little ways and then wasn't finding it. It was like, well, this may be farther than I think it is. But I'm now in bakery mode. So let me find a bakery near me.
Yes.
Walked a different street. And
found a bakery.
Found a bakery. Lovely. It was bread-based. So
Nice.
I got a giant pretzel.
Oh.
It's got caraway seeds in it. It's delicious. And then they had a bunch of different focaccias. So I got one with rosemary. And I was starting to talk in Italian. I looked stuff up on while they were waiting for waiting on other people. I'm looking stuff up on my phone, like, what do you say? What is this? What is that? So I did stuff in Italian. That was very nice. And then I was like, but wait, there's some special Cortina pastry that you found.
Yes.
for if you were in Milano or Cortina.
Cortina, yes.
And maybe I can find that as well. So there's a patisserie / sandwich shop, something that you can eat in that's on the main drag by the Cauldron.
Okay.
And I knew where that was, and I wasn't going to try to go find many other places. And went in there. And, of course, I don't look like I belong in Cortina. Cortina needs a certain level of income that your girl just doesn't have.
Most people don't have the level
Right.
of income that Cortina requires.
Right, exactly. So I do not think she was thrilled with me asking her what this pizziette thing is. I got one of those. Do you want it warmed? Are you going to take it away? So she warmed it up. It didn't warm all the way through because I ate it right away. It was not warm. And got a cookie that was like a heart and had a cutout of a heart and jelly filling on the inside.
Oh, so like a Linzer tart.
Yes, exactly. But that's not what you had found, I think.
No, it was a different fried dough version pastry kind of thing.
Still looking for it.
Okay.
Also, next time I go up there, I have to stop at some association that closed at 11 o'clock, and I found it at 11:32 because they have in the window dictionaries of the games in different languages. So I could get an English-Italian dictionary of the games. I think those are freebies.
Oh, even better.
I know. So that's on my list to go. There's a Casa Veneta now.
Oh.
That's for, I guess, a region.
Yes.
That's here, yes.
The Veneta region.
And there's a lot of paper products there. So I did bring some home because I do like my paper.
You do love paper.
They had totes there somewhere. I don't know how to get one. And then when I was there, somebody was giving a presentation about like investment into the region kind of
Nice.
thing. So there's not a ton of stuff, but it's mostly tourist and brochures and trying to promote the region. But I was like, oh, something else to do. Nice. And what else did I do? And that was about it. Then I was like, well, you got to go to curling now. And that's when I was going through security and getting my DOP kit checked. And you texted me and said, oh, I'm just getting something to eat at the media center. I'll be right there. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not sitting down yet. So I set up my seat. I went in and I set up a seat and I pulled everything out. And
You
made
lied
it look.
to me?
I didn't answer you.
No,
I
you just said great.
Yeah, that's
Which
right.
was fine because I didn't know where you were. I wasn't sure if you were in the venue or in the media center. So I went to the venue first because I was going to eat my breakfast, actually, because now I know don't eat the breakfast before you get on the bus, no matter what time the bus is.
Right.
So it was like 12:30 and I hadn't eaten yet. So I needed breakfast, which was fine because I had slept in a little bit. And so I went to the media center first, figuring I'd be happier eating there where they have a little luncheon
yes.
area. And in case I wanted more food, I could always get it there as well. So I wasn't checking up on you.
No, you were telling me.
I was just letting you know where I was.
Yes, and I understood
And since
that.
you weren't in the media center, I figured you were in the venue. I didn't know you were wandering Cortina,
I know.
having all these Cortina bread-based adventures.
It was fun to see a little bit. I mean, I was one street over, but seeing different stuff in the city. This association that's got the little dictionary had also like an old school helmet that had Olympic rings on it. They had speed skates there. There's all this other stuff that you kind of stumble on and when you have the time to look around, which was fun. And I didn't want you to know that I did that.
But you couldn't tell me that
Right.
until right now.
Gotta save it for the show. All right. What else we're saving is, will we or won't we be able to go to para ice hockey this Sunday?
Sunday.
Right, for the medals. We do have a grand finale 150 campaign. Things are looking very good.
Let's just put it that way.
Right, things are looking good, but we're still trying to make it to the para ice hockey medal games because our transportation situation is lousy and basically we can't get to the medal games because of the trains that are allotted to us. And when we go to para ice hockey in general, we can travel 6 hours to see 2 periods of a game.
So we need funds to pay for trains that we should have included on our cards, but we don't.
Yes. So if you go to flamealivepod.com, you'll see a little support the show, support Milano Cortina stuff. A pop-up might show up. And if you click on that and just throw a few bucks, we're chipping it. Everybody's contributing. We've got a whole bunch of people who have hopped on and said, yes, we want
a show from the train.
Basically,
is what we want.
A show from the train. But if you do that, that will help guarantee that we have another odd location to record from. And who knows? We might record from the bus. Maybe not Giacomo in the morning.
No, Giacomo in the morning we cannot, because my whole focus on Giacomo in the morning is to get there without being sick. In the evening, I'm less worried because then at least we're coming back.
And we're going down. Somehow
And we're going
down is a
yeah.
little less treacherous than going up.
No, I think it's because it's not Giacomo that makes it less treacherous. Him and his
Giacomo.
cigarette hanging out of his mouth. Hey, that's what he sounds like too. It's like da 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 da, buenos da da da. You're all gonna die on my bus.
So, if Grand Finale 115 campaign does well, there might be some bus recording as well. Working on it. So, flamelinepod.com. Thank you to everybody who has donated so far. We so appreciate it. And I'm pretty amazed that you like the train show.
The train show is a hit. Who knew?
Right? Who knew? All right. Results for today.
Paracross country. We only got 2 sports going on today. We got paracross country and wheelchair curling. So paracross country today was all the 10-kilometer interval start. Now that we know what this IS stands for, we got some weird abbreviations that we're all trying to figure out. So first up is the women's sitting category. Gold went to Shuklastan and USA Oksana Masters. Silver went to Korea's Youngji Kim. And bronze also went to Shuklastan and USA for Kendall Gretsch. So Oksana won by about 20 seconds, which on an interval start it might as well be a year.
Right? This is crazy. And we were like, how old is she? And she's 36. Which is incredible, the shape she is in. And how she does this year round.
Yes. Yeah, she just does the summer and winter and just keeps going. I thought what was interesting was this little quote, because the woman has now 22 Paralympic medals. And in her mind, she said, quote, I have for sure a lot of unfinished business from Beijing in all the cross country. I feel it is my focus to upgrade those silvers to gold. She's got 22 medals, and yet she still has this fire to do more, do better, improve her results.
That is
which
amazing.
is the reason she has 22 medals.
Right? Oh. All right. We also have the men's 10-kilometer interval start sitting. Gold went to Russia's Ivan Golubkov. Silver went to Ma Zhong-Wu from China, and bronze went to Zheng Peng from China, whose name I recognize.
Yes, he was around in Beijing, so we will see that name again. And we talked before about how is China doing on the medal table. China's doing just fine on the medal table. They have 26 medals.
Wow.
So far and away, number one on the table.
Interesting. That investment that they made into 2022 is paying off.
Yes.
And I would not be surprised if they saw the opportunity to dominate parasport.
Right.
And put some money where their mouth was. In the women's 10-kilometer classic interval start standing, gold went to Shuklasani Sydney Peterson, which is her 5th Paralympic medal, but first individual gold.
Yes.
So that's good. And she won by 2.6 seconds.
Not much. Not much. That's a more normal.
Right. And the interval start is hard to figure out where you're standing in the standings.
Right. And then the factor time comes into play. So your second isn't always a second.
Right.
So it gets even more confusing when they're giving the athletes split times, because they're having to do the math as you go along, which has got to be tricky.
Well, as somebody who has tried to do math while like on my bicycle. Like I try to figure out sometimes like how fast I'm going and how many, where am I going to be in so many miles. Yeah, that doesn't work. I do not do well at that. So if you're trying, especially with factor time, and if factor time is weird to you, go find our Substack. That's substack.flamelifepod.com.
Yes.
Alison wrote, or it's at our website now too, flamelifepod.com. It's on the blog. Alison wrote a great article about what factor time is and broke it down to very simple understanding because it's a wild concept.
It is. But once you see the example, it'll make perfect sense.
Excellent. So again, Sydney Peterson won gold in this race. Silver went to Vilde Nielsen from Norway, and bronze went to Brittany Hudak from Canada.
What I thought was funny is people are trying to say the conditions are bad without saying the conditions are bad. So Sydney Peterson said she went out really hard because I knew it was going to take everything I had to win today.
Yeah, it's really bad conditions now. Everything is slushy. There is a lot of green in Cortina. Well, not green, but a lot of no snow in Cortina.
A lot of brown.
Yeah, it's really getting worse. And it rained today, which is not great. We ran into Noah Elliott, the snowboarder, who said to us, "Oh, hey, they might move our competition up one day. Keep an eye on that."
Right, because I said, "Oh, Saturday for you." And he said, "Might be Friday."
Yeah, so...
And that's all because of the weather.
Yeah, the weather has been really, really rough. It was hard in Beijing, too, because it got really warm and slushy. And that's just not fair to the athletes. There's a CBC article I'll try to remember to put in the show notes where they're talking about just how bad the conditions are and how what a disservice that does to para athletes because they're trying to show their abilities and they can't show them on course conditions that are just this bad. So that's not fun. They're talking about should the IOC, and the IOC is considering this too, do we move up the dates of the Olympics and Paralympics, or do we maybe integrate them so that we can have better conditions because of climate change, the winter is getting harder and harder to find. We're still in cross country. In the men's 10-kilometer classic interval start standing, gold went to Karl Tabaret from France, silver went to Roman Svirdenka from Belarus, and bronze went to Mark Ahrens from Canada.
Yes, and Karl Tabaret won by 28.6 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, that's, again, a lifetime. So, yes, and yesterday I mentioned people complaining about being so tired, and poor Karl Tabaret said he's extremely tired. I'm feeling very, very tired. So he's very glad to have a rest day tomorrow. These competitions are tough because they are tight.
Yes.
They really try to pack all these biathlon and cross country, and a lot of athletes do both. And it's a lot of races in a very few number of days.
Right. And if you're using your legs for everything, it's really tough. If you're using your arms to propel you at all times, it's tough pulling through that slush.
Right. And then exactly, because the conditions are so hard, it's not easy gliding. They're slogging through this right now.
All the alpine skiers were happy to have a day off.
Yes.
Let me tell you that. In the women's 10-kilometer classic visually impaired, gold went to Anastasia Bagin from Russia. That's her second gold of the games. Silver went to Simona Bubenikova from Czechia, and bronze went to Leona Maria Walter from Germany.
Yeah, Walter, who was disqualified yesterday for the infringing on the classic style. So she ended up back on the podium, which was good. And she, too, described the conditions as very strong and heavy. And Bubenikova said hard conditions. The snow was super wet and super slow. I mean, we're beating this dead horse for a reason, because this is unfair to the athletes that their winter does not last until mid-March anymore. Certainly not in Europe. Maybe in some places in Canada it does. Maybe some places in the French Alps it'll do a little bit better, but I don't think so. I think we're really going to have to readjust some of these dates,
right,
so that the Paralympians get the conditions they deserve.
Right. And the other part about this, we talked a lot in the Olympics about people getting personal best times. And if, there's only 3 medals at play, and there's a lot more athletes than that. And being able to do your best at the biggest stage would be lovely. But if they can't do that, then it's just more frustrating.
Right.
And demoralizing, and you feel like you didn't do what you're capable of doing, especially when I think people not only have the pressure of trying to win a medal and doing their best, they have the pressure of we have to do really well because the Paralympic movement needs to advance.
And not only the Paralympic movement, but Paralympians themselves need their bonuses for medals. You know, these I'm about to call them kids, but I can't. You know, these kids, they're not making money doing this. So getting a medal can be the difference between you're able to stay in your sport and you have to quit because you can't afford to continue anymore. Right. And you want to showcase it on the biggest stage in the best way. And this ain't doing it.
Right, and attract more sponsors. And there are some Paralympians who get, at least in the U.S., picked up by Visa or Eli Lilly or something.
Or Toyota.
Yes, and few and far between, though, and sometimes they take the same names over and over again. Not that they don't deserve it, because by all means, rack in the coin while you can, Paralympians. But there's not enough to go around for everybody. And we were when we were talking in the mix zone with Keith Gable at Para Snowboard the other day, he said he spent $60,000 this year on travel and competitions and just getting around. And that's that's
not a joke.
No.
I mean, that's a lot of people's full annual salary plus.
Yes. So to have a situation where you can't showcase yourself and show what you're able to do and to get that money that, you know, everybody who's here wants to be a pro athlete, and they should be able to be a pro athlete.
Exactly.
And then finally back to cross country.
I know.
Let's step down off the soapbox. Let's go back to cross country. Men's 10-kilometer classic, visually impaired. Gold went to TKFLASTANs' Jake Adikoff.
Hey.
And silver went to Inki Inola from Finland. And
oh, you know what that means?
Cake.
Celebration cake.
Yes. And bronze went to Sweden's Sebastian Moden.
So this was actually chosen as one of the quotes of the day. You know, in the media zone, they have flash quotes, and that's usually all the medalists. You get a flash quote, something that they said immediately after the race in the mix zone. And then we get one article as quotes of the day where they pull out a handful of these flash quotes. And this was one that got pulled out from Jake Adikoff. And he said, we got a split in the last lap that we were a minute or something up. And one of the coaches said, relax. And then he also said, rip them to pieces. So we were kind of confused.
How do you approach that? Really?
You relax while you tear, I guess.
And then the second sport today was wheelchair curling. We had team in the morning. That was Latvia and Norway faced off. Norway won 6-5. USA beat Korea 9-2. Sweden beat Slovakia 5-4. And China beat Great Britain 9-4. The evening session is still ongoing, so we'll get back to that. But let's go to the doubles, which had the 2 medal matches today. We were there for that. Oh, my gosh. If you have not seen either one of these matches, they're both incredible.
Really, really good curling. Very up and down emotion wise. Milo makes an appearance.
Yes, that was great.
So that's always good. So it seems like he only shows up if there's a medal in play.
I guess so.
Which, you know, is a little disappointing that he's that kind of stoat. But we got such a good high energy crowd today.
Great crowd. A lot of the Team USA athletes who were off were in for hanging out. And I think that happened in other contingents as well. There was a big section for Korea, a big section for China. Latvia had a nice section.
Crowd. Yep.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun to have more cheering all the time kind of thing going on for every team involved. I was paying attention to USA, Latvia. You were paying more attention to Korea, China, which was the gold medal match.
Yes. So should we do that one first?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, we'll do the gold medal first. So I'm going to skip to the end and then go backwards. So China did win the gold medal. They won 9-7, but they needed an extra end to do it. And they jumped out right at the beginning with a 3-point first end. And China, the one thing you'll notice when you watch them play is they do love a takeout. They do love to slam the rocks around. They are not gentle. They are amazing, but they are a rough team, I guess is the word I'm looking for. They really like to knock it about. By the end of the third, they were up 5-1, and then China seemed like it started to play keep away, like prevent defense, sacrificing some of their own stones just to make sure Korea didn't score. Well, guess what? As we all know, prevent defense doesn't work. So Korea comes roaring back. It's 7-6 by the end of the seventh. It's tied 7-7 at the end of the eighth, and we've got to go into an extra end. And Korea made good shots. They didn't make great shots, and they needed a couple of great shots to win. So China came away with the gold, and we're thrilled, just so excited. So they are the first gold medalists in doubles curling, which is pretty exciting. But Korea has nothing to hang its head on. I mean, this was quite a match. They really took it down to the wire. I mean, what happens when you got to go to an extra end? You can't be much closer than that.
No, and it was really exciting to kind of have that over on the side, because every once in a while when there was a break in play in the game I was focused on, could watch over there, and so close.
Yes, just really good curling, which is the best part of watching a game.
I was watching USA for TKFLASTANs Steve Empt and Laura Dwyer versus Latvia, and oh my gosh, what a match this was.
This was amazing, because I too was sneaking looks in the breaks of my game as well.
Yeah, so coming out so excited, so hyped, they could win bronze. First end, USA scores 4. And I think we are here to play. This is great. Second end, Latvia scores 5. I could not believe that. And then it was like, okay, there was a little back and forth. End 6, USA scores 4. So we are getting right back into it. Then we get Latvia scores 3. So we are on a wait, hold on. It's 9-10. Latvia's winning, and USA has to score in the 8th end, and they are sitting on a potential to score multiple points and win. Laura Dwyer's our last shot, and she shoots very well, but they only pick up 1 point. So we are in extra ends. And again, stuff is lining. It's a little tighter because Latvia's looking like they could win something. Laura shoots perfectly, and the ice doesn't let it go. So shot just doesn't tap Latvia's stone out of the way that they had planned. And Latvia wins 11-10.
Yeah.
And it's so sad and so crushing, but oh my gosh, this game was so amazing.
It was great, and it was good. It's good for wheelchair curling to have this doubles tournament be so exciting and come down to the wire. The semifinals were good. Both these medal matches were good, and that speaks to how good the doubles curling really is in the tournament.
Right, because that second end I was like, oh, Latvia's here to play too, and to get U.S. coming back with a huge end in the 6th, just said, okay, we are back into it. It is possible. And then it just, the ice was fickle today. Ice was really, really fickle. And, it's going to be tough. It's a hard loss when you lose the bronze medal match. And
right.
Just makes me want to cry.
I know.
Not going to lie. They are a extremely special team to watch, and the energy that comes off of them and the way they communicate and the way stuff just was lining up during this tournament, they should be so proud.
It is the best finish for USA wheelchair curling that they've had at the Paralympics. So that's USA wheelchair curling has never been in a position to play in a medal game before. So the fact that they came this close is amazing and says so much for the improvement in the program, and that doubles really is special with Laura and Steve. They just have a special energy on the ice. I mean, you said that, and just sometimes lightning in a bottle where you
Yeah.
get two partners together who really know how to work.
Right. And they haven't been together super long.
No.
And to have this happen is they should be super proud. And I know it hurts. Oh my gosh, it hurts. And Steve's been, Paralympics number 3. You really, really want to get on that podium, I'm sure. But sometimes, oh my gosh, the patience. Come on, guys, 2030, please.
It's not that far. It's not that far.
Not that far, but,
It feels very far tonight.
It does. It really does. And you just want that story to get the ending that they deserve. And it just talking to them has been, I feel like it's been a privilege to get some insight from them and get inspired and help me work on my own mindset for different things. So
yeah. Very lucky to have them in Shuklastan because Laura Dwyer is now part of us.
Yeah, exactly.
She's one of us now. Sorry, Laura. So gold goes to China, silver to Korea, and bronze to Latvia.
Yes, and then we had an evening session tonight in wheelchair curling, which on my screen is only showing 2 matches. Oh wait, no, sorry.
So Italy won 4-3. Latvia won over Great Britain 8-5, and Slovakia and Canada are still playing 7-6 in the 8th end.
And it looks like Canada is winning. They just finished, so Canada beat Slovakia 9-6. Tomorrow, Shuklastan watch
is actually nobody because the ice hockey team is not playing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So it is.
So we got no Shuklastan tomorrow. It's a break for us.
They get a break. That's good for them. Well deserved. They've been working hard. Conditions here.
and winning medals for us.
That's right. But we do have shout outs today.
We do. So first up is David Davis, who wished us travel safe and enjoy the games.
And not a David Davis who is a Paralympian, but there is a Ross Davis from the USA who is a T34 class sprinter, competed in Barcelona 1992, Atlanta 1996, Sydney 2000, 2 golds, 4 silvers, 3 bronzes in the distances spanning 100 meters to 800 meters. I do not know how you do it.
That's wild.
And then next up
is Tommy Phillips from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA. He's author of the book, The 1980 Moscow Olympics.
Which is on the table, ready for me to read when we get home from this. I'm excited to fill in the big black hole that is Moscow 1980 in my brain. So thank you, Tommy, for writing that. Quite like Dave Phillips, para-archery from Great Britain, who returned to archery in 2014 after a 30-year break and competed at Rio 2016 in the mixed team event.
Yikes. That's a long time to take a break.
That is a long time.
He could have grown another archer. He could have had a baby and raised another one. Yeah, maybe he did. And last up is Sitska from Boston, Massachusetts.
And not quite a Paralympian, but there is a researcher at Amsterdam USC named Sitska Luiten, who is a researcher in human movement sciences and epidemiology, and she includes adaptive sports in her research.
Excellent.
And we have a mascot.
We have a mascot, the gorgeous Daisy, who loves to dress up, apparently because there is treats involved.
Oh, well.
She is a very smart cat.
Hey, Lori, I'll dress up if there are treats involved. Can we make me look nice enough to shop in Cortina without getting a dirty look?
Well, Daisy belongs to Laura and Lily, so there's a flower theme going on in that house. But thank you so much for supporting the fundraiser that got us to Italy and for sharing Daisy with us. She's quite a beautiful little girl.
Exactly. So that is going to do it for this episode. If you would like even more of the most fun coverage of the games, hit us up. We are at flamealivepod.com. That is your source for our socials, newsletter, and direct ways to contact us. Join our Facebook group. That is where we're posting things first and chatting with people, except for the pictures I took on my culture journey today because I didn't want you to see them. But I got pictures.
You can post them now since I know where you were all day.
Exactly.
Lying to me about going to curling.
That is Keep the Flame Alive podcast group. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for what we forgot to tell you about today, because I've already remembered, but I'm saving it for tomorrow. So, grazie mille per l'ascolto.
And until next time, ciao, and keep the flame alive.